Howdy, hope everybody's doing well. It's a pretty decent day here in Michigan, overcast, muggy, Memorial Day weekend. You can hear the road noise behind me as usual. The firewood sale's been down this weekend. I had one $40 sale this week. If I look back to this time last year, you know, I was busy as can be. All I did all weekend was deliver firewood. So I figured, hey, what the heck, I'd start trying to reorganize my little wood yard in the backyard of my house here. I don't have a ton of space, and I wasn't the most organized person in the world, so I'm really trying to take care of that right now. I've got a pile of scrap wood that I got to load up and deliver to one of my boiler wood customers. I got an arrangement with him. Every truckload he just pays me 30 bucks for my scrap wood. That way it gets out of my hair. And then the other thing then is I'm his go-to person for boiler wood, so you know, it's kind of, you know, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of thing. Did actually do pretty decent in cherry bundles, and so I'm actually going through, and well, that one I don't need to do, but I'm gonna do some resplits on my cherry wood to get them down to bundle, or actually the other thing I started doing is I started bagging chunks as well, so I'm gonna do that today. Getting over the COVID, made it 2.5 years without getting it, and finally it caught me. So that was okay. You know, a lot of joint pain and stuff like that. Still suffering some fatigue, but otherwise try to get outside and you know, get some work done, and hopefully I might be able to catch up on some dirt bike riding this weekend if I feel up to it. But anyway, so if you've watched my previous videos, you know I use that little 5-ton Yard Max electric splitter for a year. Did fine, obviously. It is what it is. I put about 20 cord worth of wood through it, so hey, what the heck, right? But I recently upgraded to this. It's a 25-ton CountyLine log splinter. It's from, what is it, Tractor Supply, and it's been great. You know, once you get a little rhythm down, you can get through some wood pretty good. But haven't run up against anything yet that it hasn't been able to split, and then actually the vast majority of the wood I've put through it so far has actually been oak, so hey, what the heck, right? So I am going to lube up the beam here. I always use canola oil for this, and there's a very specific reason for that. I go through the trouble, especially with my barbecue smoker wood, to make sure I'm running my saws that have biodegradable canola oil based bar oil. That way, you know, because I do get that question asked of me from time to time, so you know, I don't sweat that then. But it'd be really stupid to, you know, lube up my beam on my splitter with grease, you know, regular petroleum grease, if I went through the trouble of you know, using biodegradable bar oil. So anyway, that's why I use canola oil, plus it's cheap. What are you gonna do? So anyway, I'm gonna fire up the splitter. We're gonna do some resplits, and let's get to it. And all right. All right, so the way I split these up, actually I'll bring a bag over when I'm done, but the way I split these up is try to hit about a 3x3, no bigger than a 3x3 size when I do these resplits. And then when the wood is about 25%, maybe 25% or lower, that's when I start to sell smoker wood, because I get a bunch of different people. Some people want it drier, some people want it a little bit wetter, some people dry it in a little kiln. So I can't please everybody, so that's where I start. Now, I've had really good reviews by customers on my cherry wood that they use for smoking, so that's pretty cool. Let's see the way that looks. And then the small pieces I save for myself, because when I actually do campfires, I screw that up. My wife is got some allergies, and most other wood like oak, ash, locust, etc., really bothers her, but cherry doesn't seem to. So I take all the scraps off of my resplits and I save those for us, and then I burn those for campfires. It's kind of a winter chicken dinner. So wood sales, man, I tell you what, last week I was going like gangbusters. I sold just over a cord and a cord and some change, I should say. So for me, that's a pretty big deal, because I'm a pretty low volume guy. This week, nothing. We did have quite a bit of rain leading up to this weekend, so I don't know, maybe that was it. I don't know. I did see Joe from Joe's Premium Firewood posted up a video, said his sales were slow too. He's actually, I'd say, about an hour south of me. So he does actually get up in my area on occasion, which is fine. That doesn't bother me. I've actually referred customers to him, but especially restaurant customers, because that is not my bag. I couldn't reliably service a restaurant customer. But it's just been slow. I was actually hoping, since gas prices were so high, that people were going to stay home and, kind of just have fires in the backyard and things like that. But I don't know. Just haven't been busy, so I thought I'd catch up on my cherry wood resplits. Like I said, I just started doing bags for cherry wood. I just stored a cord of shagbark hickory that I got to pick up this weekend. I had to pay for it, obviously. A lot of people always say they wouldn't pay for wood. I don't have that luxury. Most times I do. But the way I look at it is, especially with a wood like hickory or whatever, I can turn that hopefully into quite a profit, even if I actually had to pay for it. Now, all the cherry I'm splitting behind me, I didn't have to pay for. I have a friend that's got about 6 acres 10 miles from me, and he has just got a ton of cherry trees down. So I go over there and cut on his property, and I get it for free. So that kind of works out. Plus, even if I were to deal it as regular firewood, it'll season in 6 to 12 months depending. Most of his stuff's already down from a windstorm about 3 years ago, so it takes about, I'd say, a good maybe 3 to 6 months for it to season where it could be sold. So that works out for the both of us, right? So, speaking of paying for wood, I found a guy who's been clearing 20 acres of land for another guy who wants to farm it, and so I've been getting set up to buy pulpboards of ash from that guy for I think $80 a cord, which is nice. Plus, it's about 12 minutes from my house, so that's cool. So he takes his skid steer with his grapple, grabs the logs, brings them up to the road for me. I get to buck them up right there on site, so I don't got to do it back here. And then, you know, it's really convenient. So, you know, when you're a guy that works out of his backyard, you got to do what you got to do. But it's been good wood so far, so I can't complain about it. I'm just hoping sales pick up here. You know, hopefully these are not signs of things to come for the rest of the year. It's kind of nice because a lot of this was barkless when I pulled it out of the woods, and then a lot of the wood that's had bark on it is shedding. So, like I said, you know, because I have limited space and I don't feel like doing the customer's job, as Joe Barney would say, woods like ash and cherry are really good for me because I don't have to hold them for very long before I can sell them. See? Sounds pretty good. But, you know, oak, on the other hand, not a fan of unless it's just straight up boiler wood and the people realize it's green, because I've brought oak that has been seasoning for 2 years. I'm finally starting to mix into my regular firewood. I also will cook with it here over my fire pit, but since beef prices have been through the roof, I haven't been doing that. I might do that this weekend as a special treat for the wife and the kids and I. So if I do, I might make a video of Chef Backyard Firewood cooking some ribeye over an oak fire. I'm not a chef by any stretch of the imagination, but if there's one thing I can do, it's cook ribeye over an oak fire. Now, I did try beef with my cherry wood, and I'll be honest with you, not a fan. Probably should do pork with cherry. I just like the oak flavoring. My wife liked the cherry flavoring with the ribeye, but I just wasn't my thing. So, like I said, I had just had a guy pick up 6 bundles of cherry wood from me, and he actually messaged me back the other day and said that was some of the nicest burning cherry he's ever used. He said the smoke was nice and clean. You know, he could tell it was seasoned well, etc. And he is actually thinking about buying a face cord of cherry wood from me, which would be pretty cool. If you've been watching my other videos, I've been cutting up a big oak, which I'm almost done with. I'm down to limbwood. So that one I got for free. It was a friend of mine who just needed the tree gone before his wife lost her mind. And so that was free to me. And I had it sold already to one of my boilerwood customers. That was a pretty decent sized tree. And I'll be honest with you, I don't want to make a habit of that, because what it ended up doing was put me behind on my regular money-making wood, you know, my ash and cherry and elm and all that kind of stuff. And then combined with me getting sick, that put me out for a week, so that kind of sucked. And so now I'm quite a ways behind. And then I looked on my analytics for my YouTube channel and realized, wow, I'm behind in making videos too. So I'm just behind the 8 ball right now. So I thought, hey, you know, I gotta put up a video for my loyal fans, and so I just thought, well, I'll just do a splitting video. But yeah, like I said, I had one $40 sale today. Man, I tell you what. After last weekend hit and I was rather busy, I thought, oh boy, this is gonna be a good weekend. Well, you know, and the thing is I feel bad for guys that maybe do this for a living, because I do this because I enjoy it. I work, I'm an engineer full time, and so this is just side money. And plus, when you live in a neighborhood, it's hard to justify having chainsaws, multiple chainsaws and wood splitters and stuff like that if you don't actually burn wood. So that's kind of how I got into this. Plus, it's a good workout. But for people that do this, because they have to, I just feel bad. And I tell you what, gas at, well, here in Michigan where I live is $4.60-ish or whatever, too much-ish, and it's just tough, because then the customers, you know how it is, they'll, you raise your price or your delivery fees or whatever, and they're about to lose their mind. And it's like, hey, my costs go up, I'm not gonna eat it, right? Else, what's the point of doing this? So, and when I first got started, I told myself I'd never try to, purposely anyway, never undercut somebody, that as far as pricing is concerned. I'd always try to set myself on the high side, because I don't want to take something from somebody that needs to do this. So to be honest with you, I set my prices on the high side. You can call me, they call me. The way I figured, I'm kind of a gap filler or a convenience person. A lot of people obviously don't have trucks and chainsaws, and they could go somewhere and get wood for a certain price less than me, but they like the convenience of the fact that I'll deliver. Hopefully you can hear me. I've never done a video over top of this splitter yet, so I don't know how how loud I should talk. Plus, like I said, just getting over the Rona, it's tough to sit there and yell. So hopefully y'all can hear me. I got a little bit more to go, and then I'm done doing my resplits for this round. Going to get something to drink. Just kind of peeling through here. I've got a lot of barkless wood here. Whew, the breeze feels good. That's nice. This looks good. It's like it's right in front of my face, but I can't see it. There. All right. Myself, it's kind of all right. So that's it. Shut the splitter down. Take you for a little 10-cent tour because it's only worth about 10 cents, if that. All right, so there's my resplits. Got those done. Here's a pile of locust. That's walnut sitting on top of it, and I got some ash leaning up against it. This has been seasoning for 2 years as well, so the bark's starting to come off it now. So I figure that's just about ready to go. So I'm gonna start mixing that in too. Like I said, I've got my cherry still here. I got these two. It's just, it's almost a cord the way I got these racks configured. And then here's one of the bags I made today. So that's what I'm gonna start doing. I've got a few odds and ends oak pieces I gotta split up. And then I've got a little bit more cherry back here. And then that rack I've been tearing down back there for scrap wood. Plus I've been picking out pieces to make kindling because I'm starting to bag up kindling and sell that too. Here's some ash and elm on top of some oak. I've been, you know, when you have a small area you get to work with, you got to kind of throw your junk pile from one end to the other. So here's some oak I've been going through. I got to restack that, but I'm cleaning all this out and I'm gonna lay down pallets. But it was one of them deals where, again, I just had to move stuff out of my way and it just kind of stayed there. But here's my seasoned oak. Got that row there and that row there. This is gonna end up moving as well, but like I said, I had to put it somewhere for right now. And then this is some of the oak I've been splitting off that tree, that big tree I've been cutting in some of my videos. I did all naked splits on this one and then tossed the other parts in as boiler wood for my boiler wood customer. But I'm just curious if that'll help it season a little bit quicker, not having the bark on it. So anyway, that's about it. My really messy wood yard. Of course, you should have saw it last weekend because it was really, really messy. Been raking up a lot of the chips and grass is starting to grow. Mrs. Backyard Firewood got on me about that, so I had to start cleaning up. Here's tomorrow's delivery of scrap wood, and after that, then I've got that rack I'll be dropping off too. So I'll have all this taken care of, out of my way. I'm gonna move that rack there behind the splitter where that oak is, move all that, restack cherry on top of that. So I'll have two of those racks right next to each other. And then I'm gonna take pallets, wrap it around here, and that'll be my regular firewood, you know, firewood, wood, ash, elm, all that garbage, and so I'll have that there. You know, and then again down my fence row here, it'll probably be more cherry or even that hickory. Gets really good sun that way south, so this whole area is nothing but sun most of the day, and then you know, so it should season okay. I'll just line 2 rows on a pallet, leave a gap in the middle, and plus some. All right, so looks like my mic died because I still haven't figured out how to charge it before I use it, and so I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here. But as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you again.